What up? It's the real Keith, any other fabrication of your imagination. And I'm back with another Tenkaichi chapter review, chapter 57. And we pick up where we left off with Idosai running at Nagahara. And Nagahara is still using his anatomical alchemy and transforms his body again. And he calls it limit break build. And this time it seems like his body went back to its normal size. And then he says, hear me my body, it's time to unleash your full potential. And it sort of looks like all the bones in his body is cracking. And then he takes a step forward and swings his spear, but Idosai just barely blocks it. And it sends Idosai flying, and the crowd think that his weapon had got longer, but it was actually Nagahara himself whose body extended. And then Nagahara says, this is my deepest mastery of martial prowess. Victory will be mine. The tender love I feel for this art will never die, not until I've sucked every last martial art under the sun dry. Idosai, even your natural talent for martial art is now mine to devour. And it seems like that Nagahara is manipulating his skeleton to unlock greater power than his muscles can allow. And Yasuke says no longer can a blade shield his foe when he wields the strength to shatter it. At this point, Nagahara's body just looked like somebody grabbed some Play-Doh and just stretched it out. And Yasuke says, yes, if only he faced the typical parry. And then Idosai says, you weren't kidding, you're showing me all kinds of crazy techniques, huh? And Idosai hard for this one. He put his sword on his knee and blocked the spear when it was coming down with just the tip of his blade. And this left Nagahara baffled on how he even did this. And then Nagahara says, I don't believe it. Japan has lost Kami Izumi, but a monster this powerful remains. But this isn't over yet. Right here, right now, I simply have to dig deeper into the depths. And then Idosai cuts off Nagahara's arm and then tells him your life ends here, but don't worry, your martial arts will be seeds of growth for me. And then Idosai cuts Nagahara in half. And then Nagahara says, you must be joking. I've given up my entire life in pursuit of my martial arts. And now in the face of this monster, it all comes to nothing. And then Idosai says, over already? What a shame. That was a delightful match. Plumbing the depths of your martial prowess will no doubt fuel my journey beyond the gates. And Yasuke says he outmaneuvered all of Nagahara's many techniques. And now he lays claim to a flawless victory. Yaku says, so this is the man called Idosai and his monstrous method for reaching every one of the gates. Rimuru says, China's martial arts have been bested. And Oda Nobunaga is sitting here laughing maniacally with his old decrepit grandmama from SpongeBob who hated chocolate looking ass. And then Rimuru says, and with the first round of the Tenkaichi tournament to rule Japan has come to an end. The winner is the Niwa's clan warrior Ito Idosai, and that's where the chapter ends. So Nagahara lost. That is so unbelievable. But nah, seriously, everybody knew that he was gonna win as soon as Idosai opened up the gates. It was pretty much over with. He put up a good fight though, and I can't lie and say this fight wasn't good. This was a very decent fight. This was a perfect way to end the first round and a perfect way to start the new year when it comes to the manga. But this was a relatively short chapter, so this is pretty much all I got for today. For more Tenkaichi chapter reviews, like, share, subscribe, and comment. It doesn't cost you a dime while it costs me time. Also subscribe and follow if you like versus battles, and follow Universal Debates on Facebook.